Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 138 people, and they're located in 9 different countries. And the theme for this healing is going to be, and all this month, is reduce heart fatigue, increase enthusiasm and motivation. And we're going to keep going with what we started in the second healing, which was working on like practicing awareness of everything on the earth, like nature, the little turtles and oceans and forests and mountains and angels and all people, and clearing your triggers that come up when you are aware of all that. And what I realized studying people's surveys, thank you for your survey feedback, because I mean, the literal stuff you write is helpful, but then it sort of gives me an easy starting place to start reading the energy of the people that wrote the surveys and how the healing affected them. And what I noticed is that, I mean, for some people the second healing was like a home run, hands down breakthrough. Not everyone a breakthrough. Some people it was just a great healing. It really helped noticeably, really. But for those that didn't, I mean, a couple just got really whacked hard by somebody, But for those that it didn't, like they felt no different consciously, it was because they have significant parts of themselves walled off that are resisting and are, kind of fighting awareness of people in the world and, whatever, like are very triggered. But since those parts are walled off and you're like pretending that those parts aren't there, then those parts weren't affected by the healing and helped by the healing. So then there wasn't like a big difference. So what we're going to do today is we're going to repeat some of those same ideas that we did 3 days ago in the second healing. But we're going to also explicitly do those same techniques with the walled off parts of you. So that in case you so resist people on the planet, it was typically people on the planet. Not many people are resisting like little turtles and baby ducks, Some people are resisting the oceans because of, past life drowning deaths and stuff like that. It's not the death that, it's like if your loved ones died from drowning, or if, you almost died from drowning. If you actually just die, it doesn't get you stuck in the next life or anything. Death is just an exit. So it's just a way that you exited. But if you, like say you were on a raft for 3 days in total anguish and then you died, then, the fear of the ocean would stick with you. That anguish sticks with you, that stuff. But a lot of people have had loved ones, in past lives, have had loved ones that died at sea or died through some sort of water-related thing, or fire-related thing, or, volcanoes, whatever, you name it, right? So there are people that are resisting nature for that reason. But then I think equally as strong is people's resistance to other people. Because, people are able to channel dark, invasive energy and do brutal things, And so then if you've been around those people and had those experiences, then, it's possible that you really have a problem with humanity, basically. Like you have a lot of saved trauma from that. And so what I noticed is it's like what I called that work that we were doing 3 days ago in the second healing was practicing awareness of everything on the planet. And the more I look at it and read people's surveys and stuff, it's like it seems like the awareness of everything on the planet is actually a natural thing. I mean, a lot of it's subconscious, but to be aware, at least subconsciously, of everything on the planet seems to be pretty natural. But then, because of trauma and stuff, people put up walls and they try to block their own awareness of everything on the planet. And that takes so much energy and it's so distracting. Like it's easier just to clear your triggers about everything on the planet and everyone on the planet so that you don't have to waste so much energy, putting up these walls. And of course, these walls, I was talking about, in the second healing, how the walls, they don't do what they're designed to do. If the walls are just designed to block your awareness of everything on the planet, and keep you peaceful and happy and thriving, they fail at that because it's like a big, any hardness is it's not as like the purpose of it doesn't matter. It just messes you up. So anyway, we're gonna do more of that whole melt the stress walls or the trauma walls that you're doing to like try to either keep people away from you or just block your awareness of everybody on the planet. If we clear your triggers, I think those walls actually may automatically melt. We'll see. So I think I'm going to try it that way first, like not only healing the walled off parts, but no matter when we do it, I think I'm going to clear the triggers first and see if the walls melt. Maybe the more triggers you clear, the more the walls will automatically melt. That'll be interesting to look at. Because I always like to do things efficiently, and if like I could do one thing and that accomplishes the next 3 as well, that's more efficient than us, doing the next 3 and then doing that one. So we'll see. So yeah, we're gonna first clear the triggers. Triggers meaning triggered energy blocks that trigger when you think about, all the people on the planet or all the people starving on the planet or all the people being violent on the planet or all the people being angry on the planet or whatever triggers you about people, or whatever triggers you about nature. Angels typically don't trigger people. I mean, the only people that get really triggered about angels have a lot of confusion about invasive beings versus angels, and so they decide to not trust anything rather than just trust your angels, which is unfortunate because being able to receive help and guidance from your angels is like really priceless. But hopefully, we'll be clearing triggers around invasive beings too, so that hopefully you can be a lot less triggered and freaked out. And so then that might make you more present so that you're more able to easily discern between your angels and just rando invasive beings. Angels are not invasive, first of all. That's a clear indicator. If a being is saying really benevolent things and never courting you at all in any way, that's a hint. But anyway, so that's the gist of what we're doing today. The other thing that we're doing today, which I know it's related, but it's kind of hurting my brain to figure out exactly how it's related, is we're going to work the chakra filaments that between the physical 7 chakras along your physical spine and the astral 7 chakras along your astral body spine. The chakra filaments keep your energy flowing nicely in between, say your physical 7th chakra and your astral body 7th chakra, and back and forth, So you have 7th chakra filaments, 6th chakra filaments, 5th chakra filaments, all the way down to 1st chakra filaments, right? But we're going to do crisscross filaments this time, which we don't usually do. It's just a more detailed, precise way. Usually you just imagine, say, both 7th chakras, and you imagine one flowing river between them, and that's your chakra filament, which is a cord, but it's a good cord. So it's cord people usually think of as negative. We call it a filament, right? But technically it's actually 2 filaments. One takes energy, is just about the flow. Like one takes the energy from astral body 7th to physical body 7th, and then one takes the energy from physical body 7th to astral body. So technically, with the most precise viewing, they're actually 2 separate filaments. So crisscross filaments. Astral, if your physical body 7th, astral body 7th, there's one that, because anyway, you get it, I hope. Anyway, so I noticed that more detailed repair and unblocking of those would help. So we're going to do that too. I just realized I need to look at the chat comments. I'm not even viewing them right now. So bear with me for a second. I was so eager to finally start the stream. A billion years after I said I would. But, not ready till I'm ready. That's that. All right, there we go. Thank you so much for my chat comments. I can actually see them. Oh, nice. All right. Good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at chat comments now that I can actually see them. I'll change my little heading here. Oh, and this is the first time that the triplet set is so spread out, and I think we're gonna stick with that. The only feedback I've gotten is positive about it, but let me know if for some reason that it's harder for you or less ideal for you, because there's maybe some way I can help you manage that. So I'm still open to hearing your feedback about the more spread out schedule of days, so that there's actually 2 days in between each healing. So we're doing now Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday for the triplet set as of this set onward. Okay, so looking at comments, we can see and hear you. Thank you. Hello, Janet. Thank you for the healing. I fell asleep randomly at this time yesterday. I assumed it was because of the healing, but I guess not. Well, it could have been angel prep for the healing, but yeah, it wasn't actually the healing. It wasn't me. Let's say. This is Hey Janet, can see and hear you from hot Las Vegas, Nevada, 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Whew. So that is for the rest of the world in Celsius, probably about 41 degrees Celsius. So quite warm. Hope you have many ways of staying cool. Feeling relief for this healing. Thank you. So it says, hey, Janet, can see and hear you from mostly foggy, partly sunny San Francisco, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. 60, that's nice and mild. Good gardening weather. Cloudy and 60, that's perfect for transplanting plants into the ground. Speaking of which, we're going to have ideal gardening weather like now through between now and the twin set. That's how I measure time. Between now and the next time I heal 130 odd people. So yeah, I'm lucky about that, about weather too. Somebody says spread out days seem like a great idea. Oh, good. But yeah, if you're having a hard time, you had a hard time with the spread out days this time, let me know. You could let me know in your survey if you want, or in the chat. Because I'm interested in taking a look at the energy of that. You know, maybe it was just something in your life, or maybe there's some way I can tailor the healings to make them help you last, feel better in between the healings, even though it's a bigger gap. But presumably, you know, for the people that have liked it, it just seemed like it just gives some time to test drive the healing results, and then there's like a little bit of like a comfort level knowing that, you know, a healing is coming up. So anyway, someone says, hi Janet, looking forward to the healing, feeling a little mopey. Yeah, that's some wax going in as deep as your fourth layer. So there's a bunch of heaviness in your fourth layer because of you have maybe about 6 auras that are ripped right in the front. And a lot of clogged up stuff going on with your fourth layer in the front because of the ripped auras are not protecting that area well enough. So then your fourth chakra gets pretty heavy, and even your third is starting to get heavy. So you don't have to wait for us to get to it. You know, you're good at the healing, so you can just do aura repair and unblocking in front of your fourth and your third. All right, folks. So we will do 3 minutes of quiet. 3 minutes or so of quiet. I never time it. During which time I will finish my healing prep, say hi to the people that I'll be healing telepathically, non-verbally. And then towards the end of that quiet, I'll start the healing. You'll see me go like that. That's how you know I started. And then after about a minute or so of healing without talking, the rest of the time I'll talk and explain what I'm doing as I do it, which you can use as a self-healing walkthrough if you wish. Okay, thanks for waiting. So let's start with hands. So you have a big hand chakra in the palm of each hand and fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. So set those particular chakras to a metallic gold color. You do that with your intention. You don't have to be able to see energy to do that. So just set those chakras to a metallic gold color. So therefore, as they spin, that's the energy, vibration, or color that they are generating. They're generating gold light. And so then it would flow out the front of your hands. And you use one hand then to unblock and heal the other hand. And then you can make a copy out in front of you of your neck, shoulders, and arms. I mean, you could do some healing like this, but the back of your neck and the back of your shoulders is really great to heal too. So a copy would enable you to, flip it around and do front and back. So you just imagine a copy kind of like this, out in front of you of this whole area right here, all the way down to your fingertips, neck on down, and use gold light from your hands. And just get rid of everything that's not you. Just let it melt completely. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with these areas, can you please recycle them? And if an area feels kind of weird, work on that one extra. We could do that V area in the auras, sort of pointing towards where the neck meets the shoulders. Unblock there extra to help release pressure from your neck and shoulders. And the more flow you have, the better, the less pressure there is on those muscles and meridians and stuff. Feel free to do some gentle stretching as you work, as long as it's gentle. You don't want any leaks. It's really common for people to get leaks, especially in the back of the shoulders. So you might have hard objects stuck there, like ears going in here area. So you could sticky gold wax the back of your neck, the back and sides of your neck and shoulders, and upper back, and just let the sticky gold wax, which is gold light from your hands that sticks to whatever's not you, let it stick to the hard objects and peel it all off and give that to your angels. Angels, here you go. So sticky gold wax, have it stick to everything that's not you, peel it off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then go ahead and do repair now that those hard objects are gone. Sometimes the hard objects are a little lower. They're not quite on the top of the back of the shoulder. They're like in there, like next to the shoulder blade, next to the scapula. Like between your spine and your scapula, like this region right here. You can have really big stuff stuck there. So sticky gold wax, that whole area. And drag out the hard objects, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Area, drag out the hard objects. Angels, here you go. Say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? And again, the top of the shoulders and the upper back of the shoulders. Check for hard objects. Sticky gold wax them. Have that wax stick to them. Lift it all out at once. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Any hard objects around your shoulders or in your shoulders. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. And angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you recycle them? If you repair the leaks, then A, there's less discomfort, and B, then there's more energy going down your arms and your shoulders and your arms. And you have a lot of really important meridians in your arms. So the better flow you have, it helps support all of your meridians, even ones that are going the opposite direction. It's just good. The more flowing and present you can be helps all your body functioning a lot. Okay, good enough. So that was all that. But I would just want to put in the heading that we did so we did extra work removing devices in the shoulders and upper back, right? Okay, good. So later I'll put that in the little chapter heading. Of course, on a cell phone, you can only see like 3 words in the chapter heading. Totally sucks. But if you view this stuff on a laptop or something, most people don't, according to YouTube statistics. But if you do view it on a laptop, then you can view more of the heading. But whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do grounding. So, you can recreate your old groundings, make new ones. Get rid of your old groundings, make new ones. Make them big and wide as all your auras, wide all the way up to your 3rd chakra. Your 3rd chakra is below your sternum bone. So bring up your groundings that high. And then you make a copy out in front of you of both of your groundings, your astral body grounding and your physical body grounding, and you comb through them with gold light from your hands. Check the very bottom of your grounding and see if it's sort of plugged up at the bottom. So just check for energy blocks right at the, right where the center of the earth is, right above there in your grounding, and just focus lots of gold light on there. You can melt the blocks. And if you're not confident about like seeing which part of your grounding is more dark and sludgy and blocked, then you can just shove all the junk into one spot and focus, with your intention, and focus all the gold light there and melt it away. So shovel all the junk into one concentrated area and then just use lots of gold light to melt it all away. You want your grounding to be very fast moving downward like a giant waterfall. Speaking of which, that might be nice. There we go. And you might have other people that are trying to help you in your grounding. So just wash everybody out of your grounding, even people that think they're helping you, because if they're in there, they're blocking your grounding, even if they mean to help. So just wash people out of your grounding so that you can actually start releasing properly and receive from the earth properly. And in addition to releasing because your grounding is nice and flowing, also important is unblocking the lower parts of all your auras. So I'll just say bottoms of auras, but it's like the lower third maybe. Just unblock the lower third of all your 17 auras. So like, you know, all around here. Lots of gold light. Melt the blocks away. Especially people who have problems functioning. Like, I mean, today I had problems functioning. But some people have problems functioning like more often than not. And so for them, you know, it's especially important to check, can your grounding release well? And also the bottoms of all your auras, can they release well? Because if not, everything traffic jams up and you feel like, you know, and you really lose functioning, you know, like focus, memory, coordination, like all sorts of, it's just all, you know, grounding is one of the most fundamental things, being able to let go and release. Because you need that flow, you need to have flow. It's like you're a fish, so you need to swim in your water. So unblock the bottom third of all your auras with gold light from your hands. All right. Good job, good job, good job. You're a rock star. Okay. So you have 17 auras. There's the astral body aura. There's the physical body aura. And then there's 15 that are Wei Qi auras, which is strong boundaries energy. So those are your 17 auras. So we're going to unblock and repair all 17 at the same time right now. So your auras are all around you. Just imagine a copy of all your 17 auras out in front of you and use lots of gold light. You can imagine it like gold light, gold fire, gold water, gold soap, whatever. But just be assertive and get everybody out of your auras. Use so much gold light. Check for rips. That's the whole concept of aura repair, is you're going to be repairing rips. So practicing being aware of, do you have rips, and if so, where are they, is a decent skill to have, useful skill to have. But we're going to now do a very newbie-friendly repair technique, which is composite copy technique, where you create with your intention an image of a rip and you say, okay, well, this rip represents all the rips that I actually have in all my 17 auras. And then as you repair this composite copy rip, you are repairing all the rips that you have. So go ahead and, make your composite copy image of a rip, and then use sticky gold wax in your hands, and it'll stick to everything that's not you and form a big lump. And so that would be invasive people, invasive beings, hard objects. So have it all stick together, remove all that junk, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax, lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. Then now use gold light to get really deep in there, and that will start the repair process. Okay, and then that probably repaired most of them, but let's do it one more time for any leftover rips. So you make another composite copy image of a rip, say, okay, well, this represents all my leftover rips, if I have any, right? And then do the same process. So sticky gold wax, fill it up, have the wax stick to the junk, lift out all the junk at once. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift all that junk out. Angels, here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax, lift all that junk out. Angels, here you go. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are in the way of this repair? Deep breath, and use gold light, get it as deep as you can in there. So the repair starts happening. All right. And then you can have leftover aura hardness in any of those auras as a sort of an after effect from having had energy thrown at you. So the hardness weakens your auras a lot. So just go ahead and put copies of all your aura hardness out in front of you and melt the hardness away. So you have flow instead, because flow is what makes you strong. So, and you put copies of your aura hardness out in front of you and use gold light to melt it away. Angels, if there are any invasive beings cording all this junk, can you please recycle them? Above the top of your auras, you can have heavy stuff that people were trying to dump into your aura, but it didn't, your auras were too strong for that, but then it's still piled up above the top of your aura, which gets in the way. So just imagine the top of your auras. So like for Akudal, this would be the top of her auras. So then above there, just unblock all around on the top of your auras. Use gold light and melt all that dumped energy. Since we're doing aura repair, let's do a little bit extra. Okay, so it's possible that you have a problem area, like, you know, you have a shoulder that hurts or a knee that hurts you, or, you know, any part of your body. And so we can call that a problem area. And problem, not to like, you know, be judgy, but generally part of what's going on is, you know, you could have some invasive beings in that area, and or people's energy, and or hard objects. But how did it get there? Usually it's like your auras. Maybe some of them are ripped around there, that area, or they're just have a lot of stuck energy, or both. So like, say if Akidal has a shoulder issue, you know, it could be that several of her auras are ripped right around there, and there's some hard objects stuck there, and maybe some invasive beings. It's all sort of plugged up. So even because there was aura repair done, because it's just more stubborn, like the hard objects are still there. And so you remove the hard, so you do basic aura repair, but it's like focused on that area that's still a problem. It could be that your problem areas just got fixed when we did the regular aura repair, but if not, then it could be there's one area that needs special attention from you. But there's no extra magical technique that we haven't done, really. We're just going to do aura repair around those problem areas, and then maybe a little bit of localized gold light to, and, you know, asking angels to get rid of invasive beings, you know, removing hard objects, stuff like that. But it's a basic stuff we've already done. But obviously, if you still have a problem area, you know, focusing on just that one area can be what's needed. So go ahead and if you don't have a problem area, you could do like in front of your heart chakra, because heart chakra does have to do with motivation and enthusiasm and, you know, feeling uplifted. So, or you could do, you know, confidence around your 7th chakra. Yeah, you could just pick an area. But anyway, so pick a problem area, and do localized aura repair right around there. So lots of gold light, and just imagine any rips that are there, and use lots of gold light and just melt away any hardness. Imagine any hard objects in that area, loosen them up with gold light, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. More gold light. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? And just imagine the aura hardness that's in that area, and just comb through it. Melt away family members, anybody you know from that area. It could be anchored into that area, into the blocks. So melt the people away, and then melt the blocks. And just keep working it until you feel like all the auras have grown back and it's all flowy there. If there's any leftover hardness, keep working it. And again, you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in this area, could you please recycle them? And you can comb through that part of your body outward to sort of catch up all the junk in your hands. And then say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in this junk or hooked into this junk? So scoop through the problem area of your body outward, and say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings? And then just use gold light, melt cords from people out of these energy blocks. Melt yourself out of the energy blocks, and just keep using gold light so that all the blocks clear. All right, good job, good job, good job. Okay, so now like that area just focus extra gold light in there. And there could be some invasive beings that are like in there, like right in the joint or something. So you could freeze them up for fun, turn them into like little invasive being ice cubes, and then drag them out, give them to your angels. So turn them into little invasive being ice cubes, drag them out. Angels, here you go. Turn them into a little invasive being ice cubes, drag them out. Angels, here you go. Use lots of gold light, wash out that area. So it's nice and flowing, so you can be there. And when I was talking, I mentioned a lot about your physical body and physical body issues, but technically you want to do that same work for both the astral body and the physical body parts of that area. So like if it's Akudal, she has a problem with this shoulder, she would do that process with her astral body auras and her astral body shoulder, as well as her physical body aura and her physical body. I mean, it's pretty much all auras, but also then astral body and physical body in that area. So hope that makes sense. All right, good enough. So we'll do chakra repair before creative ring repair this time. All right. So this is the basic chakra shape, right? An open cylinder. So just create an image of a chakra out in front of you and say to yourself, okay, well, this represents all my chakras, major and minor, in my body and my spirit. And then with gold light from your hands, you repair and unblock the chakra. And melt cords going into it with gold light. So the damage can look like cracks, scratches, gashes, little missing pieces. So just lots of gold light. Let that repair. Melt away any hardness. Like you can have energy blocks blocking the round openings. And that energy can be hard. So just scoop it out and you can blow it up if you're healing yourself, or you can melt it with gold light. You can melt it in place too, or you can lift it out and melt it with gold light. So lift out the hard energy in your chakras that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now, and melt it away with gold light. Lift it out, melt it away with gold light. Again, melt cords from other people going into your chakras. Invasive beings that are cording your chakras, you can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are cording my chakras? Now, chakras and creative rings have flaps around the round openings, and you want the flaps to be shut. So it's a nice, smooth, round opening so that your energy can come and go, but it's harder for people to sink a pair of cords into your chakra with the flaps nice and relaxed and shut. So if the flaps are open, and that's an irritated state, and that's how that looks with the flaps sticking out, right? So you don't want that. So the more you melt cords and unblock, then the more the chakra can relax and the flaps can fall shut. Okay, so that's repairing and unblocking all chakras at the same time. So then we're going to do, like I wrote down here, the worst chakras, just the worst chakras. So now we'll have a composite copy for only the chakras that still need a repair and still need quite a bit of unblocking. So the worst chakras that you have, any of them, major, minor, anywhere in your body or spirit, but just the worst ones, right? And so look at that composite copy of the worst chakras and go ahead and do the same thing. Repair and unblock and melt cords. The angels can recycle any invasive beings screwing with these chakras. And use gold light, melt the blocks, and repair. Melt, lift the junk out, melt it away, lift out the junk, melt it away. A lot of these are probably the little acupuncture points, you know, the minor chakras, acupuncture points, because they're small, and it seems like it's a lot easier for someone to smash them than it is to smash one of your major chakras. So, but we're healing right now whichever ones are the worst, whichever ones need repair, whichever ones need the most unblocking. So lift up a healthy and gentle amount of blocks and melt them away. Lift up the blocks, melt them away with gold light. All right, good job. You can get rid of that copy. So your creative rings are above your head in your astral body energy system, 1, 2, 3. And I think I'm going to change the thingy backdrop. Oh, please give this live stream a thumbs up if you could. If you're okay with that, it helps the stream. And later as a video, it helps. Oh, you know what I want to use? Let's see. There we go. A little bit of lava lamp for you. So your creative rings are up here, 1, 2, 3. So you make a copy out in front of you of your creative rings and run gold light through them so you can melt away anything that's not you. Melt cords from other people. The invasive beings that are cording your creative rings, you can imagine them sort of like clouds. And say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings messing with my creative rings? And again, like I said, with the chakra repair, creative rings have flaps. They look like this if they're irritated and open. You don't want this. You want them to be nice and smooth and shut so that your energy comes and goes, but it's harder for people to cord. So just let the flaps relax and fall shut. Once you melt all the cords. You might have invasive beings that are somewhat clever and they know that if you started to heal an area, they're going to move away temporarily. But it's only temporary. So you can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that just moved away? And your creative rings, they generate a lot of gold light when they're in good shape. And that gold light makes a nice protective force field right here, which is an important, this is all very important right here. So that's good. And then it sends gold light downward towards all your major chakras all in your spine. So If you feel overwhelmed, it's a good idea to check to see, you know, are the flaps open in your creative rings? You need to, maybe your creative rings got damaged, and so you need to repair them and help them to relax. You can use sticky gold wax. Do that. Oops. Okay. So that's sticky gold wax for your creative rings and your seven physical body chakras and 7 astral body chakras. You can imagine them all together. Because when you're fully present, your astral body's 7 chakras fit into your physical body 7. Of course, most people are usually not in all their chakras. It's ideal, but maybe your first chakra isn't in your first chakra, or your second chakra is, you know, whatever. But we can imagine as they are. So if you're fully present, then all your astral 7 are fit within your physical 7. If not, maybe some of the lower ones are popped out a little, but it's fine. Just imagine your creative rings and all your chakras. And again, chakras, this is the shape, open cylinder. 7th is oriented this way. 6 is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way with round opening in the front, round opening in the back. So just imagine your chakras. Imagine your creative rings. Use sticky gold wax, cover the area. And sticky gold wax, have the wax stick to whatever's not you that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. So invasive people, invasive beings, hard objects. And then move all that out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax your creative rings and all your major chakras. Have the wax stick to everything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. Deep breath, move it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. Good job. Good job, good job. Woohoo! You see what it looks like without me in the way? Woohoo! Awesome! Let's see, I gotta put me back in. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna jam a lot into the here. But it's basically, this is the good karma window section, which is the 5th of the 5 essentials: grounding or repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair, and good karma windows repair. But we like to add a lot of extra goodies in this section. So good karma windows, what the heck are they? It's a part of your astral body energy system. So you as a spirit, they're back here behind the base of your skull on the back of your neck. And each one is a triple frame window. There's 7 of them, 1 in each layer of your astral body aura. And what the heck is a triple frame window? It's it's a window, but it's the framing of it. If you look really in a detailed way, it has 3 little concentric squares there. I don't know why that matters. It's just the way it looks. So just imagine like a copy out in front of you of this area back here and comb through with gold light. You want to make sure that it's all repaired and unblocked so that it's flowy. It's a space that's just for you. And it's entirely possible that some invasive energy has worked its way through those windows, maybe because there was a little damage or some energy blocks. So you can work on melting that energy away. But then if it's anchored a little bit too well into, like, say, your base of skull acupuncture points or your major chakras in your upper body, then you can kind of freeze that energy that's worked its way through and freeze it as it's anchored into your chakras and just lift it all out at once. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. So any invasive energy that's kind of worked its way in there, it's anchored into these areas, just as if you're pulling a weed and you want to get the roots as well. So you just surround it all with gold light, lift it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And you can make an extra grounding for this area of both your astral body and your physical body, this base of skull area. Nice red groundings all the way from the core of the earth. Just bathe this area in red earth energy. And just let any energy that's not yours drain out down the grounding down to the core of the earth. You could have hard objects stuck in this area in the base of the spine, the back of the neck. Let's show the base of skull area and those acupuncture points right there. So this diagram shows the traditional Chinese medicine meridians in this area. And so base of skull points, I mean those 2 horizontal rows of dots in the diagram. Those are acupuncture points, which are minor chakras. So they're chakras and they fit right in the meridian. So they help the energy flow through the meridian. Right? So just imagine these base of skull points and the meridians shown in the diagram going through your base of skull area. And you want to uncrush all the chakras there, all those little chakras that are shown as dots on the diagram. Pop out any hard objects stuck in them. And just a note that midline meridian, that's governing vessel meridian. Starts in the crotch, goes up the back, midline of the back, hooks around, ends in the roof of the mouth. So there are 3 base of skull points for that meridian. There are 2 real close to each other at the base of the skull, GV 15 and 16. That meridian goes, direction of flow is upward. So it counts, those points count 15, 16, 17. So 15, 16, and 17, those are the base of skull points for the GV meridian, governing vessel meridian, which helps to manage all your yang meridians. So nice and efficient to fix up this one. Then helps all the other yang meridians. So just focus a lot of gold light. You can even bring up some red earth energy, bathe it in red earth energy. Gold light from your hands. The yellow line in the diagram is urinary bladder meridian, which is pretty cool. It starts in the corner of the eye and goes up and then over a little and back. And then back here, it branches into 4 branches, as you can see right there. And those branches then go down your back and down your leg, back of your legs. So super cool. I want to make sure. So we're just doing those points in the urinary bladder meridian that are base of skull points. Forget the numbers of them. I should. But you can proof that you can heal chakras without knowing their official name. And then the one out from that sort of green blue line in the diagram, that's your gallbladder meridian. And that's pretty cool too. It starts in the side of your head and zigzags a little bit and then goes downward down your side of your body. But right there, the direction of flow is downward. And it helps with self-assertiveness, your gallbladder meridian, decision-making, self-assertiveness. All these meridians help in like a zillion ways because some points help with something, some points help with another thing. So they're just cool. In summary, they're cool. So comb through your base of skull area of both astral body and physical body head. Drag out all the junk that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then lots of gold light. Melt any cords from other people going into all those blocks. Melt your own energy out. You can blow up the blocks once you have people washed out, or just melt them fully with gold light. Deep breaths. Again, comb through your base of skull area. Drag out everything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And lots of gold light. Melt everybody out. Melt their cords. And then go ahead and finish up melting these blocks or blow them up. All right, great job. Great job. Oh, GV 15 to 20. We only did GV 15, 16, and 17. So we'll do all the way up to 20. 20 is the one in the top of your head along that GV meridian, the midline one that goes up the midline of your back, shown as a gray line in the diagram. But red is a good energy color for all these meridians and acupuncture points. So just, we could do 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 all at once, just that section of your governing vessel meridian. You want the meridian itself to be red and flowy, like a red and flowy river in a red and flowy tube. There's lots of gold light, melt away everything that's not you. Pop out any hard objects stuck into this meridian. Especially GV20, which is on top of your head. So that is oriented this way. Even though the 7th chakra in that same location is oriented this way. 7th chakra is way bigger than GV20. But we're doing GV20 right now. Unblock it. GV 15, 16, 17, 18. And with each one, you can do like your intuition and heal it until it's good enough, or heal it till it's fabulous. Depending on how much time you have. You know, comb through your auras around, just outside of GV 15 to 20, all the way up. So we could call that your mohawk area, like if you had a mohawk hairdo. So comb through your mohawk area, unblock it, comb everybody out. Don't want any pressure on your GV meridian. Flow and feel. And then neck and shoulders, we just do that V area again, in your auras, pointing towards where your neck meets your shoulders. Just unblock there for any blocks in that area of your auras. Melt away anything that's there that's not you, any hard objects. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in this area, can you please recycle them? You can just imagine any hardness in this area that's healthy and gentle to get rid of, and just, you know, surround it in gold light and just break it off. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Just surround any hardness in your neck and shoulders that's healthy and gentle to get rid of with gold light. Surround it with gold light and get ready and just break it out. Angels, here you go. And you might need to do a little stretching if you want. You can heal your muscles in this area. I'm not a muscle expert, but I recently learned that the muscles here are called your trapezius muscles. So you can go ahead and heal them. Let them relax. Unblock them. So heal the physical muscles, but also that area in your astral body as well. Melt away any blocks or hard objects in that area. Let the physical muscles relax. Stretching just to the point that's gentle for you of that area. All right, good job, good job. And do some butterflies to celebrate. If I can find them. Oh, I don't have butterflies there. Sorry, no butterflies. We'll go back and have butterflies here. The reason it takes me so long sometimes is because the words, like the word butterflies, is like gray font on a black background. It's so hard to read. So annoying. Maybe I can change that. Not right now. Later. We'll see. Okay. Great job. All right. So I'm going to look and see what's next. Okay, I don't know. I think that's just me making it up. I don't think that's actually done by proper people. But I'm going to use that little squiggle symbol to represent everything because I don't have space to type it all. So what we're going to do now is heal walled off parts of you that are triggered by everything on Earth or some things on Earth, like, for example, oceans or, sharks or fire or hurricanes or wars and angry people and, political dictators, all sorts of things, so let's do it. I'm not going to overtalk it. So imagine yourself, the part of you that you're like, okay, this is me, right? And then over to one side, imagine the walled off parts of you. So you imagine like these denial walls that you've put up, and maybe in a different lifetime, maybe in this life, generally subconsciously. You're not usually consciously going to separate yourself off. It's a subconscious thing that you do. You're like, I can't handle that, right? So you look at the part of you that you identify with, and then look for these denial walls and look for these parts of you behind these denial walls. So maybe like, 2 walls and 2 parts of you, or 7 walls and 7 parts of you, one behind each wall. They can look like little mini yous. But you're specifically imagining the parts of you that are triggered by, any of the terrible things I listed, or other things. Maybe invasive beings trigger you a lot, and part of you is walled off because you're so triggered and you don't want to deal with it, right? So imagine these triggered parts of you that are walled off, and we're gonna help these parts of you so that you don't have to feel it. These parts of you will get better, and then you can see if the walls automatically disappear. If not, we'll melt them, but it will fix the problem first, right? So you imagine these walled off parts of you that are triggered by everything in the world, and then, or something significant in the world, and just use lots of cold light and just be like, hey, it's okay. Use cold light, bring up red earth energy, orange earth energy, yellow earth energy, and just soothe these parts of you, these triggered, walled off parts of you, right? So just say, hey, it's okay. You deserve a healing. It's all right. You didn't do anything wrong. It's okay. And you're just going to gently heal these parts of you. And you can imagine the energy blocks that are triggered for these parts of you. Imagine those energy blocks piled out in front of these little mini U's, and then just melt those blocks. So use gold light and melt the blocks. And then you can say, angels, can you help me finish healing these parts of me? And as these parts of you heal, it could be that it happens pretty fast. The walls melt and you get that part of you. But if some parts of you are still there behind the walls, you could give them a little extra healing. You could make energy healing flowers for them. So, you could use your hands or not, but, imagine making energy healing flowers out of universal healing energy for these walled off parts of you, and make, they'll be like gold or rainbow colors or both, all these flowers healing the right vibration to heal these parts of you. And just say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then put the flowers at a respectful distance in front of any of these walled off parts of you. And you can say again, angels, can you double check the flowers? And these walled off parts of you may accept the flowers as like healing. They may not, that's fine too. And then just do a little extra healing if you have any parts of you that are still walled off, that are triggered by the world. And you can say too, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with these walled off parts of me, can you please recycle them? And just go ahead and melt the denial walls. if you have a part of you that is, you know, still behind the wall, you can just say, hey, it's okay, and just heal that part of you a little more. Say, angels, help me do this in a gentle way. And then go ahead and melt your denial wall so that you get your energy back. Okay. So that was healing the walled off parts of you triggered by everything on the earth or something significant on the earth, like either all people or all animals or all volcanoes or all oceans or something. So now we'll do it again, but just for you, we won't really think about the walled off part since we already did that. So, so again, this is clear energy blocks that you have that are triggered by everything on the earth, or, you know, all people or all invasive beings or all oceans or all whatever, all invasive people. So when you think about that kind of stuff, what triggers? And so just make a big old blanket out in front of you and pile all the triggered energy blocks. Anything that triggers when you think of, you know, the earth as a whole, all the people or some of the people, or, you know, big volcanoes or oceans or whatever triggers you. Right? It could be just the angry people, people that like conflict, people that are stuck in conflict, whatever. Whatever triggers you, put those triggers out in front of you, those triggered energy blocks, and use lots of gold light. You can say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? That way, if there's something that's a bit too much to do right now, your angels will remove it. So then you can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then just keep using gold light to melt the blocks. Melt people's cords going into the blocks. And that's pretty common that people will be cording your energy blocks. So just melt all those cords. Wash everybody out. Wash yourself out, your own resistance out. And just let the blocks melt away, or you could blow them up at this point. Couple deep breaths. So I'm going to take another look and see how we're going to proceed. Okay, so now I was looking at how effective that was, what we just did, and it was pretty effective. And it seemed like a significant thing that was still, so basically what we just did, it helped people be more okay with their awareness of everything on the planet, so they don't have to spend so much time blocking it out. It did seem like that was effective, and so the walls tended to melt away. The awareness blocking walls that people had tended to melt away so that people can be more aware of everything on the planet, which is very healthy because you want to be able to, because other people, you know, the moon phases, all sorts of, I mean, the moon I include actually in the earth, which is interesting, the astrology stuff, you know, I would include that if you think about the earth and the waves and everything and nature, you know, I sort of include the astrology in with that. But anyway, you want to know all that stuff on a subconscious level so that you can kind of dance with it and collaborate with it, right? But what about, so then I looked at, you know, what's left over that's still, how are people stuck? And it has to do with hiding. Like you don't, like, okay, you're okay with seeing them, but you don't want them to see you, basically. So we're going to now clear baggage that makes you want to hide from everything on the earth, either all the invasive beings or all the angry people or all people, period, or all authority figures or whatever. We're going to help you clear your baggage so that you don't have to waste your energy that way. You can just use your wisdom and, you know, be yourself. Okay, so let's do it. So make a big gold blanket out in front of you, or big gold dumpsters, whatever amuses you, and put into it any baggage that you have that makes you want to hide from invasive beings, or hide from people, hide from angry people, hide from all men, hide from all women, hide from all authority figures, whatever. Hide from your exes. Just put all that baggage out in front of you. Because if baggage is making you hide, it's never in your best interest. If, you know, you could have a decision that, okay, I would like to not be especially noticeable to this person. That's different. That's like a wisdom decision thing, which is fine. That doesn't get you stuck. But the baggage stuff, it's like, then you're like, and it wastes so much energy. And it's just because of baggage. So it's not really in your best interest. So anyway, long story short, put all your junk out in front of you. All the baggage that makes you want to hide on any level, subconsciously or consciously. It could be from leftover from past lives, so you don't have to understand what it is. And just say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? You don't have to say it quite like that. Angels. And that way your angels will remove something if it's too much to do right now, right? So then everything there is good to clear right now. So you can say, angels, can you please recycle any invasive beings hooked into all this baggage? Hooked into any of it. And just take a deep breath, maybe have a healthy beverage while your angels are doing all that hard work for you. And then lots of gold light. Run gold light through this, we call it hiding baggage. Baggage that makes you want to hide. And just wash everybody out of it. Melt cords going into it from other people. Melt cords going into it from yourself. Wash everybody out, including yourself, from the baggage. And then at that point, you could blow it all up or melt it completely with gold light from your hands. If any of it's left over, just wrap it up in gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? Okay, so we'll do that again more quickly. Big old blanket or gold dumpsters. Pile onto it all your hiding baggage. Angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then go ahead, melt cords, melt everybody out, melt yourself out, and blow up the blocks or melt them fully with gold light. If there's any left over, wrap it up in gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? All right, you're a rock star. Woohoo. Okay, so this is actually already a short video in my short video playlist, which is featured on my YouTube channel page. Criss Cross Chakra Filaments, repairing and unblocking. So again, it's just a more detailed way to do it. So you imagine your 2 sets of 7 chakras separately, and then you imagine, you know, the cord that takes energy from one to the other, and then the cord that takes energy from that one to this one, you know, so that they crisscross. So it's just, you imagine 2 crisscross filaments, you know, so 7th chakra filaments, 6th chakra filaments, 5th chakra filaments, all the way down to 1st chakra filaments. So a pair of filaments for each set of chakras. And just use gold light and comb through all of them. Gold light with your from your hands. Comb through all your crisscross chakra filaments. And if this much level of detail blows your mind, then you don't have to do it. You know, you can just imagine one chakra filament like we do more often. But sometimes I just feel like, let's go for it, you know? I think sometimes it really helps. Because you might not notice something unless you see it in a greater level of detail or imagine it in a greater level of detail. And again, you can use your intuition and be like, okay, well, these, my 7th chakra crisscross filaments, are they good enough? And if they're not, get to work. Purple is a good color for both your 7th chakras. You can set your 7th chakras to your favorite shade of purple. And therefore, the energy of yours going through your crisscross 7th chakra filaments would be purple. So just wash away anything that's not you. You can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings screwing with my major chakras or my chakra filaments? Sixth chakra behind the forehead, good for clairvoyance and non-judgment. Cobalt blue is a nice color, like a deep blue, if you want, for your 6th chakras. And just use lots of gold light, burn out everything that's not you and that's in your 6th chakra crisscross filaments. Fifth chakra in the throat. Medium blue is a nice color. Medium or light blue is a good color for your 5th chakra. So set both your 5th chakras to your favorite shade of blue, medium or light blue, and use gold light. Wash out everything that's not you out of these crisscross chakra filaments for your 5th chakras. If you have devices or any damage, just use lots of gold light, burn off the devices, and or lift them off. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And repair. Fourth chakra in the center of the chest. That's most directly related to our theme of, you know, heart strength, reducing heart fatigue, enthusiasm, and motivation. So a nice color for the 4th chakra is green. You know, if you're doing the rainbow system, red at the bottom, purple at the top. So green for the 4th chakra. I do have an email handout if you want that written down, you know, what the chakras help with and where they're located and the ideal color for each. Email me and ask for the chakra handout, the free chakra handout. So anyway, fourth chakra, crisscross filaments. Just use so much gold light that you're burning out anything that's not you. Melt cords from other people, cording these filaments. That's a really invasive thing to do, but it's possible for people to do it sometimes. If you have enough blocks or damage in these filaments, people can cord them. Melt everybody's cords out of these crisscross chakra filaments. If you're regularly down in the dump, discouraged, hopeless, unmotivated, you know, check these crisscross filaments for your fourth chakras. It could be that someone tried to motivate you to care about what they want you to care about, and they kind of jam their energy into these filaments. All right, good enough. Okay, so third chakra below the sternum. So this is your sternum right below there, third chakra. Taking action and also good sleep. Sort of an ironic pairing there. So yellow is a really nice color for your third chakras. So you can imagine both your physical third and your astral third and the crisscross chakra filaments that carry energy between them, and just see, are they flowing enough? Are they repaired enough? So you would want them to be, if your third chakras are at yellow, you'd want your energy in those filaments would therefore be yellow. So if there's anything that's not yellow, just melt it away. You only want your energy in these filaments. And again, go ahead and, if anybody's cording these filaments, super invasive, just melt away their cords with gold light. And repair any damaged places that they were corded into. If you are kind of judgy about how people do things, or that people are doing things you don't want them to do, it could be that you have their energy in your third chakra filament also. And therefore you're kind of like projecting your angst about taking action onto them. So just check your third chakra filaments and get rid of any negativity from anybody out of these filaments. You can even, you know, set the tone yourself, and these filaments to be like, yes, I can, or whatever. I want good sleep, or whatever. You know, just put your own energy in your filaments. Have it be flowy though, not like rigid, or, you know, but anything sort of empowering and supportive and encouraging that you think up that you want to incorporate into your filaments and your chakras, that's fine. You have sleep problems, check these filaments. See if maybe you have chunks of other people's energy in them. Again, this is third chakra filaments. Third chakra is right here below your sternum bone. Yellow is an ideal color for these chakras. And you don't want anybody's junk in these filaments. You don't want anyone cording these filaments. You know, when you were an infant, your parents had to monitor your sleeping, right? And they were probably pretty invested in whether or not you slept well. Maybe pretty resistant about it. So wash your parents' energy out of if your parents are in heaven, they're not bothering you anymore. Like if you have a relative or an ex-husband or whatever in heaven, good for you. They can't be invasive anymore. I mean, you know, I'm sorry about the grief aspect, you know, hopefully you cleared that. But then, you know, the bonus is no one in heaven is going to be invasive with you, even if they were invasive when they were alive. So bonus. Anyway, so melt away chunks of energy from other people that could be interfering with your sleep. That's in your third chakra filament. And if you have problems taking action or finishing projects, melt away other people's stuff out of your third chakra filaments. All right. And while we're at it, you can unblock the fronts of both of your third chakras. Melt away any hard objects or devices. All right, second chakra. I haven't been labeling each one. Oh well. Good enough. But this one I'll label for you. Second. So second chakras, ideal color is orange for your second chakras. So set them both to your favorite shade of orange, your physical body second chakra and your astral body second chakra. And your filaments that go in between carry your energy between your physical body second and your astral body second, and from your astral body second back to your physical body second. Those are 2 chakra filaments, technically, if you look in great detail, and they crisscross. And you just want them to be nice and flowy and unrestricted and have only your energy. So check for maybe an ex-lover. Some of their energy is left in your crisscross filaments. Or a parent who is invested in your sexual repression. Clear them out of your crisscross filaments. Or, maybe you had religious teachers that were invested in your sexual oppression. Or some kind of judgy neighbor. Just melt everybody out of your second chakra crisscross filaments. Second chakras help with sexuality, sensuality, and emotional wellness. So really important. So again, these crisscross filaments are it's just if you were to look in a really detailed way, you would see there too, and they crisscross. Make sure they're both really flowing and they only have your energy in them. Like orange flowy rivers in orange flowy tubes with no leaks. Anybody's cording your crisscross filaments, you can go ahead and melt them away. Because that's too invasive. Like even if you're like doing some serious flirting with somebody, they might cord, your second chakra, one or the other or both, temporarily. But to cord the filaments, that's a little suspicious. That's a little controlling. So maybe they did it by accident, but you can just melt anybody out of your filaments, even if you want to flirt with them. Keep them out of your filaments. All right, so then first chakra filaments. So first chakras, ideal color is red for them. And so you imagine, open cylinder shape for each one. Imagine a copy of your physical body first and your astral body first chakra. And then imagine the detailed version of the connections between them. So there's one filament connecting, bringing energy from your physical first to your astral first, and then one bringing energy from your astral first to your physical first. So 2 red flowy tubes with red flowy rivers inside them. And so there could be other energy, other colors that are not you. So just melt all that away with gold light from your hands, or burn it away with gold fire from your hands. And your first chakras generate courage, safety, and abundance. So you could have people sort of jealous of your abundance or curious about your abundance or invested in suppressing your abundance. And therefore some of their energy is in your first chakras and or your filaments. If they're corded to your chakra filaments, again, that's super invasive. So melt them away. The only cords you could have, maybe if you have a young child and you're the parent and the child's like 12 or younger, you could have a first chakra cord at the chakra. But if anybody's cording the filaments, the first chakra filaments, that's too invasive. Common is if you're a parent and you have invasive, your parents are invasive and they're like, oh, that's my grandkid, they might be cording your filament in order to get in on your connection to your child, rather than just being the grandparent. You know, they want to backseat drive your parenting. So just melt everybody out of your first chakra filament. Cold fire, cold water, cold soap, whatever. If you tend to worry or you feel like you're not courageous enough, check for blocks, check for damage, check for hard objects in these filaments. You don't want any of that. You just want your courage, your safety, your abundance. Right? So you can bring up red earth energy, soak these first chakra filaments in red earth energy. Lots of gold light. Find any chunks that are causing you to worry. Melt them away. You know, if you have sort of like, chronic anxiety about bills and debt and stuff, check. Because it's possible to have financial debt and not be freaking out about it all the time. It is possible. So just find the lumps of blocked energy in your first chakra crisscross filaments and melt those blocks away. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings screwing with my first chakras or my first chakra filaments, can you please recycle them? You can lift out all the blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of, melt them with gold light. Lift out all the blocks all at once that are healthy and gentle to get rid of out of your first chakras and first chakra filaments. Lift them out, melt them away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. Double check the flaps. All your chakras have flaps around the round openings. So it would be red, not gold. But, you know, this could be the opening either in the front or in the back of your first chakra, either first chakra. And you don't want the flaps to be open like this. You want them to be shut. So it's like a nice smooth round surface. But the flaps might be stuck open if there are cords going in and the chakra's irritated. So check the flaps of your first chakras on both front and back. And just keep melting cords so that those flaps can relax and fall shut. You might have some hard objects stuck in there that are causing the irritation. Pop out the hard objects, do some repair. Block, do some more repair. And this level of work with the flaps, you can do that with any of the chakras. I just didn't mention it. Any of the major chakras. All right, good enough. So now you can just imagine, you don't have to keep imagining them separate. Sometimes people might pop a little out when they're doing that. So you can imagine your astral 7 fitting into your physical 7 as much as is currently happening. And then you can move out any blocks that are in the way of that, and just melt them away with gold light. So move out any blocks in the way of your chakra fit, what I call it, fitting the 7 astral into the 7 physical. Move out the blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of. Melt them away. Move out the blocks, melt them away. Any blocks in the way of your chakra fit, that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Melt them away, or move them out and then melt them away. you have any invasive beings that are not thrilled with you working Chakra Fit? The angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are messing with my Chakra Fit? Okay, so I just did that so I can go back and figure out when we started working Chakra Fit and make it a chapter. Unblocking your major chakras to enhance how well your 7 astral chakras fit into your 7 physical bodies. All right. Good job, good job, good job. How about change the backdrop? I'm trying to read the gray font on a black background here. That's why it takes so long to do this. There we go. Okay. They're so cute. Look at them. Look at these kittens. How cute is that? These are not my kittens. I purchased this image. Oh, so cute. Some of you have commented that you really adore this image. If you, I don't know how much you adore it, but if you really, really, really adore it, you could purchase your own copy of it for, I think it was only $5. I think maybe $10, but probably $5. At motionelements.com. Motionelements with an S.com. You look up kittens. Kittens and maybe gold. I don't know if gold is in the title too. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll try to see what it was called. But kittens, and then you have to look through a few pages of images to find it. So cute. All right. So let's see. What else are we going to do? I think we're almost done. So I'm going to just look for a sec, see what else. Yeah. Very abrupt change from the kittens. But we haven't done this in a while. This will be good. Okay, so that artistically questionable diagram that I'm showing right now is right there is it shows your 7th chakra, your astral 7th chakra in particular, and then that sun sort of looking image up there. It's supposed to be gold, but I didn't have a gold dry erase marker, so I don't know that there exists a gold dry erase marker. But anyway, that's supposed to be your 8th chakra. So like for Doll, so her 7th chakra is in her head, in the top of her head, and then she has 2, right? A physical body 7th and an astral body 7th. The astral body 7th has a connection, a flowy gold cord to her 8th chakra. And so like if this is the top of her auras, then her 8th chakra is above that. Your 8th chakra doesn't come within your auras. It's more like separate, doesn't get involved in everything. So it could be, the closest it could be is like maybe a foot above the top of your auras. And then if you as your eternal self is like super disinterested in what you're doing, then it might be even like like 8 feet above the top of your auras, 8 or 9 feet. Some people that are really like spiritually disconnected, theirs could be way, way, way up. Especially people doing like very cruel things, they may have a lot of damage to this connection. So they're not accurately getting their eternal wisdom. But we want to get eternal wisdom and healing energy, right? So your 8th chakra represents, it's like part of your higher self. So it's gold and flowy and awesome. And so it looks like a gold sun, and it sends down wisdom and healing energy, wisdom that you've learned through all the experiences that you've had in your past lives. So it's a really good connection to keep flowing and unblocked. And that drawing, I wrote hard object caused damage. So you can, if someone threw energy at that connection, it's possible. And then that like a spear-like object could be there, and that causes damage and leaking, which attracts invasive energies. And so then that invasive energy can kind of come down and mess with your 7th chakra and block or distort all that wisdom that you have coming in. So the wisdom, it's like this calming sort of big picture knowledge. So that's very relevant. Well, it's useful no matter what, but it's very relevant for our theme of feeling uplifted, having heart strength, less heart fatigue. That's like perfect for working this. So just imagine, your 7th chakra right there. It looks like sort of like a bucket the way I drew it, but it's kind of the way it is though, because it's in there and it doesn't have a lot of space physically. So it's not like a big long thing like this. It's more squat. But anyway, so imagine both, imagine just your astral body 7th chakra, set it to your favorite shade of purple, and make sure it's flowing in both ends, here and here, especially unblocked at the bottom of your physical 7th, because it has to pull energy upward into the bottom of it. So you might have an accumulation of energy blocks down here. So just check, melt away blocks, especially the bottom of your astral 7th chakra. Melt cords going in. You want your flaps to be relaxed and shut in your astral 7th chakra, so no open flaps like that. You want them to be nice, smooth, round opening. So smooth round opening, so that your energy comes and goes, but it's harder for people to cord, right? So just melt away the cords. Let the flaps relax in your astral 7th chakra. And then this connection between your 7th and 8th chakra, just imagine it. Ideally, it would be like a gold flowy tube and a gold flowy river in that tube. So just look for chunks of junk and melt those away. And you can use sticky gold wax all up and down that connection and have it stick to any hard objects that are there. And just move out the hard objects, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax the whole connection from your 7th to your 8th chakra. Have it stick to everything that's not you. So invasive people, invasive beings, hard objects, just move all that out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then do some repair. You don't want any leaks. And just take some deep breaths if you need to do any stretching or you want to do any gentle massage for yourself. And you can have some invasive beings that are a little disturbed by you, getting so much more present. So if you have any invasive beings distracting you or causing you physical discomfort right now, just messing with this repair, basically, just imagine those invasive beings and just say, angels, can you please recycle these invasive beings? You got to kind of be, you're the boss, right? So if something is causing you to feel discouraged, or I don't know if this is right, or oh, I have to wash all my clothes right now, this instant, or whatever, like making you feel terrible or distracted or whatever, get rid of them. Imagine all those invasive beings. Say, angels, can you recycle these invasive beings? Right? Zero tolerance policy for being screwed with, especially when you're trying to meditate. So lots of gold light. Get that flow. Lots of gold light. Again, notice your flaps of your astral 7th chakra. Relax the chakra so the flaps fall shut. And then we can do just a little quick chakra work on all astral 7 and physical 7 chakras. Just relax them all, let them all unblock, melt cords, let the flaps relax. All your major chakras. Okay, good job. So now we will wrap up. We'll just do a teeny bit. So double check your grounding. You can get rid of the old ones, make new ones. Grounding for your physical body energy system, one for your astral body energy system. Make them both either red or orange or yellow. Wide all the way down to the core of the earth, wide all the way up to the level of your 3rd chakra. 3rd chakra is beneath your sternum. So make a copy out in front of you of your groundings and wash them out with gold light. Use so much gold light that you wash everybody out. Indie grounding is you check the outer surface of both your groundings all the way down and you melt away any cords from other people that are going into your groundings. All right, so that was just grounding. Okay, so next we will melt cords going to your backlash people, to or from your backlash people. So backlash people are just people that are more likely than others to throw energy at you because you're breathing and living. They have various reasons, you know, whatever. But if you regularly melt cords between you and those people, it's less likely that they will backlash and throw energy at you. Because then it's not so easy for them to feel what you're doing. So they can just ignore you, which is probably their preference anyway. So just imagine you, and it's okay if you can't see a detailed version of yourself, just make a blob for yourself, and then just imagine a lineup of all your potential backlash people. Don't do anything to them, don't send anything to them, don't say anything to them. Just imagine them and then look for any lines of light in between you and them. You want to melt all those cords so that you can change and grow, especially in the next couple of days as you surf some positive change benefits from the healing, and that way it won't ruffle their feathers so much if you're separate, right? So just melt all the cords between you and them and wash them out of your space. Melt the energy blocks within your space that those people typically cord. Melt all those blocks. Melt the cords that are there, but you don't usually notice them. Just melt those too. Gold light. There you go. All right. And then clearing STEBs. Just make piles out in front of you of any energy blocks you have that are still triggered on any level, pissing you off, annoying you, making you sad, whatever. And just pile all those energy blocks out in front of you and say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then, angels, can you please recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then you can go ahead and melt all of it with gold light. Melt cords between the baggage and other people. And between the baggage and yourself. Melt all those cords, melt everybody out of the baggage, and just blow it up or let it completely melt. One more time. Any STEBs, stubborn triggered energy blocks, put them out in front of you. Angels, is it okay to clear all this? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into it? Melt cords. You can bring up red earth energy, keep melting, or blow up the blocks yourself. If you have any left over, wrap them up in gold light, give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? All right. So as we wrap up, just ask your angels, hey, angels, can you help me wrap up this healing? Angels, can you help me have good heart strength? Can you help me have less heart fatigue? Angels, can you help me with my motivation and my enthusiasm? All right. Good job. You're amazing. Woohoo. That's a healing. What a rock star. Woohoo. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and you could too if you wish. and get up, stretch your legs for a sec, and then I'll come back and I'll do a little bit of stretching just for a minute. And if you wish to as well, you could do your own stretching, whatever's good for you. And then I will do a 30-minute little chat time where you could comment if you have a comment about the healing or any of the techniques or the themes. If you want me to read your energy, I would hope that you would do it if you're a newbie, don't overthink it. You can ask me something, but ideally, if you know my work even a little bit, just try to be more empowered about it, identify your issue, and read it yourself a little bit. Like, this is what I think it is. This is what I think I need to work on. This is what I think, if I heal this or unblock this, it'll help my issue, so that you're practicing self-assessment. You're practicing, being like an intuitive self-healer, and then I can read that and comment on, if I have any extra observations about it. Hope that makes sense, but let's do a bathroom break first. So I'll get rid of the camera so you can see the kittens as much as possible. Kittens, kittens, kittens. Let's see. Uh-huh. Hey, I'm back. Little stretching break. Hello, 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 hello. Okie doke. Hi, everybody. Hope you had a good break. It was delightful for me. So I'm going to look for comments that I have not read yet, and if I can't get to all of them, which is possible, I guess, within the half hour that I have, you could repost them underneath, like in the comment section, right after the live stream. The live stream becomes a saved video, and you can post the comments in the comment section, and I would post a reply when I have time under your comment, under your video comment. All right, so I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. Okay. Someone says, I've been feeling a painful stuck energy in my bottom throat. So when you posted that, I don't know if you're still listening, but if you are, right after you posted that, that's when we did the, it was like right after aura repair, we did this separate section, which will be its own chapter, having to do with aura repair for problem areas, I called it. So that'll be the name of it. It'll be right after the aura repair chapter. It'll say aura repair for problem areas, something like that. And so hopefully that helped enough with you. You're new, so you don't have to do the whole self-assessment, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I've ever worked with you before, judging from your YouTube ID. I'm not sure, but that's what it seems like. So you do have, you still have some stuff right here, in your physical body aura and some of your Wei Qi auras too. I think because you had aura damage for a while, you still have some, but much less. So I'm thinking that you were following along doing aura repair on yourself as I was explaining. But you still have some hard objects like going straight in. And so you gotta loosen those out, lift them out with gold light, give them to your angels, and then there's like, it's like a bunch of mud right here, you know, hard pieces of energy. So just keep lifting those out. The meridians there, you could do a little bit of repair on those. Maybe I'll move that stomach label out of the way. The green meridian is the stomach meridian, and actually we do work those meridians. I kind of like working those points. So that's sort of near where you're talking about. The green line right there, it goes down and then goes over and then down more. That's your stomach meridian. I mean, part of it starts right under your eye, which is super cool, and then goes over like that, and then the rest of it goes down straight there and over and down. So the stomach meridian 9, 10, 11, 12. So you could work on unblocking those, and because those are pretty tight for you, pretty constricted. So, you know, you can do healing and repair right on that meridian right there. And just, you want it to be red and flowy as opposed to like blackened and crusty and compressed. You know, so just, you can work on those meridians right there. In particular, your CV meridian, that's the midline one that goes up right there. CV for conception vessel meridian. CV 23 is the one right at the top of the throat. You could just, I think your CV meridian isn't as bad. You know, it's compressed, but it's not as bad. So I would just say more the stomach points right there. You could do those, and then your auras, and still have a couple hard objects there still. A little muddiness, like energy blocks there. So keep working that. So don't know if you're still listening, but if you are, you could do all that. Hope that makes sense. All right. Yay. You could also email me if you want and just say hi. Since I don't think I've worked with you before. You don't have to, but you could just let me know what your YouTube ID is, say hi, say where you're watching from if you want. That kind of stuff. Just fun stuff. But it's optional. My email address is janet@jwhealing.com. Just like the YouTube channel. JW Healing, but janet@jwhealing.com. My website is jwhealing.com. Someone says, hi from Austin, Texas. 84 degrees and partly cloudy. Well, look at you. That's interesting. 84 degrees. I guess for Texas, that might be typical for right about now. We had that, though, like yesterday. I think the day before yesterday and the day before that. So hope you're staying cool and enjoying the weather. Someone says hello from Ottawa, Canada. I'm happy to see you on the live stream. Thank you for doing it. Well, Thank you for your happy chat comment. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I feel mellow, but also have a... I always love the buts. But I also have a numb, muted feeling. Working Kundalini Chakra will help. Thank you. When you said that in your survey, I was like, does she not think to work her Kundalini Chakra? Because I know we've worked on this like several times where you're like, I have this muted feeling. Why have I been muted for like days? So good. It's not something you forgot. Working Kundalini Chakra will help. But I also think I'm becoming more present in areas I haven't been present in for a long time or even in this life. Yeah, that's a fact. Also looks like my fourth chakra is pretty blocked. How did I do? Cool. So there you go. You're stating your issue, and you're also stating what you need to work on to help resolve it. So a numb, muted feeling. If I look at you on your spiritual path, you're not looking forward. You're not like full on sitting down on a bench looking to the side, but it's like you're thinking about it. You're thinking about sitting down on that bench and just not looking forward and not moving forward. So it seems like somehow you're a little overwhelmed. Your flaps of your creative wings are... some of them are open, like at 3 and 9 and 12 and 6, of the ring. So like, say if it's, this, you're like, there's some hard objects in your top creative ring that are kind of keeping things open a little. So you could work on removing those, getting that ring to calm back down. I would agree with your self-assessment about that your fourth chakra is more blocked than would be ideal. Seems like your mom keeps cording to your fourth chakra crisscross filaments. You show me this image, or I guess your angels show me this image of like that you've made a lot of progress astrally about your move and your new job project, getting a new job, manifesting a new job. And it's like you kind of, if you make a couple more steps, you'd be in a new sort of realm. It's sort of like this image of like you're in this room, and if you step through the doorway of the room, then you're on this beach with like a pretty blue ocean and like nice breezes, and it's really different from where you are right now. And so your mom's kind of trying to get you to slow-mo and like turn around, like slow down. So what that is I have this alarm for our dog. He gets medication every 8 hours, which is pretty inconvenient, but very important for him. So that's an alarm so I don't forget to give him his medication. Izzy. He's sniffing around, so I gotta make sure he got it. All right. Mission accomplished. All righty. Oops. All right. Okay, so I was talking about the person who mellow, numb, muted. Yeah. So yeah, it just seems like if you go a little further, you know, you'd be in this much more pleasant, exciting place. And your mom's trying to stop you. And your sister. So yeah, I would just crisscross filaments are your friends. Just keep your mom and your sister out of your crisscross filaments. You could I guess you don't have to work on shocking them out of your space. You could though. That's always kind of fun. But your angels say, you know, why don't you just keep patrolling your crisscross filaments. Make sure they're out of them. And then you can just imagine, you know, I'm letting my angels walk me forward. Okay, cool. Hope that helps. But yeah, good self-assessment. The Kundalini is important. But I think sometimes, you know, if they're piped into your crisscross filaments, then they're kind of lowering things and adjusting things through that. So it keeps getting lowered again. But yeah, it is 4 chakra and Kundalini related. But that the source is the cords into your filaments, I think. Okay, hope that helps. So it says, thanks for the healing. I've had a lot of anxiety even during the healing, especially about finances and your spouse's career. My self-assessment is my mom cording my first chakra and first layer cording blocks. I think I'm in 7 through 3 or 7 through 2. Well, good. I'm glad that you did a self-assessment. That's awesome. So your issue is anxiety before and during the healing. And the conscious awareness of that anxiety relates to finances and career, or your spouse's career. So your self-assessment is you got some first chakra drama going on in first layer. How present are you? You're saying 7 through 3 or 7 through 2? Yeah, I would say 7 through 3, but very uncomfortable in the third. You're comfortable in 7 through 4, but third, you're like, I'm going to stay. But it's like there's a lot of pressure you're getting. You seem to be getting a lot of energy that's not yours sent blasted into the front of your third. Like someone's definitely trying to blast you out. Your third. I'm just sort of noticing like, okay, where's the pressure coming from? Not so much from back here. Not so much from back here. From here, you're getting quite a bit of pressure from here in particular, third. I would say third chakra and then like forehead and face and around the eyes. Both of those areas are like getting a lot of pressure from external energies. So that would make me suspect like aura damage in those areas. Yeah, which I think is true. So maybe about like 4 to 5 aura of your auras have very concise. It's sort of like reminds you of like if somebody uses a magnifying glass to burn through grass or something. It's very focused. So is that a person, several people, or invasive beings? What the heck is that? Seems like your mom. Somebody from work too. But I think if you just fix the aura damage, you know, there's some hard objects stuck in there. I think that's why it didn't repair, even though we've done 5 billion different aura repairs. So there's some hard objects going in. As far as your first chakra, I mean, I think it's just all the foreign energy coming in this way makes it down to your first chakra and blows up a lot of stuff. But I think if you dealt with that first, then you'd have much more strength down here. Because we come in from the top down. So these seem to be the most pressure. Your first chakra does, it has like kind of like bowl-shaped energy blocks here. So that doesn't help. So like a bowl this way, you know, like energy. They're kind of like, they're partially flat, but then they're a little curled. You melt those. But yeah, I would do this first though. And then deal with your, you know, unblocking it. Because then, you know, once this isn't so intense, then you can, you know, work tree trunk areas. You can unblock in front here. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Because yeah, you're not, it's just there's so much going on here. It's hard to be very present down here. And so you're not really present in your second or your first. Or your legs. So if that makes sense, but you are a badass self-healer, so I have confidence in your abilities. But yeah, I don't think you said who. Oh, you did say your mom. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, is she courting your first and first layer? Yeah, but I think, you know, I mean, even you pointed out that you're not super present, so I would look for like where the most pressure is coming in from first. You know, I mean, yeah, you would think, okay, worry first chakra. It's not a terrible assessment, but you know, just look everywhere, see what's the worst, and repair the worst first. Address the worst thing first. Someone says thank you for the triplet set. This set felt really informational for me. I also had motivation to heal my foundation while you did it. Oh, your fundamentals, your five essentials at the start. Grounding or repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair, and good karma window repair. I feel like I am ready to face some fears and move on from them. You go, girl. Well, that's nice. I'm glad. Yeah, it's hard to like be triggered about all people on the planet or all men on the planet or all wars or all whatever. That's the kind of thing we worked today is big picture, making peace with everything in the world. People got rid of their comments for some reason. Somebody said, I feel completely relaxed, like I just had a massage. Isn't that nice? Chakra filaments clearing for bottom chakras felt great. That's cool. Good. Yeah, and there is already a chakra filaments, crisscross filaments video. I don't know if the vibe is as good as the one we just did. The one we just did was nice. But the other one is a short video, so that's convenient. I'm glad it was nice. That's cool. Very cool. Someone says, I cannot usually hear my angels during a healing. I believe they're right alongside me, helping me. Where are angels located during large groups of people getting healed? Interesting question. I mean, large groups of people getting healed, like this group healing, you're not all like together in the same place. You know, you're in Canada, someone else is in wherever, someone else is in Chicago, someone else is in Santa Fe. It's just I'm sending gold light to you guys. I don't want to explain in detail because I don't want people that aren't, you know, people could use positive group healing techniques for very negative, nefarious means. So I don't like explaining how I do what I do. But yeah, I'm just sending gold light. So it's not like you guys are all around each other. So, I mean, the difference for you and your angels is not much. I mean, it's like if you were meditating on your own and there was no live stream or healing happening, you'd probably have the same number of angels helping you and hanging out with you that you do during a group healing. And so nothing would be different, really, except for the fact that during the healing, I'm sending gold light. When it's not the healing, I'm not. That's the only difference. If that makes sense. Someone said, I had a burst of productivity on Monday that was overwhelming at first, but feeling better now. Today, I read that I'm being courted in second chakra by a guy. It feels like a lot of sexual energy, ? Let's see. Okay, so I scrolled down to see if there was more, but that's it, which is fine. Okay. So you had a burst of productivity on Monday that was overwhelming at first, but feeling better now. That's kind of interesting. I would just, in the future, just check your creative rings, see how the flaps are. Check your chakras flaps, you know, because if you have a burst of creativity, you're probably pretty present. But you could still have issues with some flaps being open, just making it like a harder experience of being present. So, you know, maybe if you worked, just flaps. If you're overwhelmed, check your flaps. Even if you're overwhelmed, but things are doing really well, check your flaps. Of your creative rings and your major chakras. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a lot of time. Just do sticky gold wax. Calm down the flaps. Maybe like an earth energy soak for your whole everything, and especially the chakras and the creative rings. Just, you know, like red earth energy, orange earth energy, yellow earth energy. Just calm everything down. Maybe like back of skull, you know, base of skull, you know, nice red grounding. Chill that out. I think it was mostly like creative rings and major chakras, flaps. But anyway, you mentioned today I read that I'm being courted in second chakra by a guy. It feels like a lot of sexual energy. Well, typically that's what that would be, yeah. I mean, someone could court you at the second if for other reasons too, but you know. Yeah, it's a flirty thing to do. So if you don't want to flirt, just you know, halt the cord. I don't know. I mean, yes, you are being courted. Yes, it seems like he has flirty intentions. So it's not working for you, melt the cord. You can, if he seems to be hanging around your space and you really don't want it, just say, well, hey, let's talk about taxes. And then he'll leave. Or, hey, let's talk about archaeology. And then he'll leave. Something boring. Bore him. Alrighty. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you. Me and hubby are in Europe. Oh, you didn't tell me I could have modified my country stats. I never read the country stats anyway, though. But yeah, had I read them out loud, I would have wanted them to be accurate, but whatever. So of the data that I had, 108 are in the US, 7 are in UK, 5 are in United Arab Emirates, 6 in Canada, 4 in South Korea, 3 in Qatar, 3 in Ukraine, 1 in Bermuda, and 1 in Japan. So hello to everyone in all their places. But yeah, oh well. Hope you have a great trip. I guess I could say that. It's hard to stay present while on vacation. I keep doing the essentials and clearing cords and beings. What gets triggered and my boundaries get messed up again. So I guess you're saying the issue with a self-assessment, sort of? Not really a self-assessment. You're sort of saying what's not working. But it seems like your sons are hanging out in your grounding. And they're pretty old. I mean, they're even too old to have a first chakra cord with them. Yeah. Yeah, of course. So yeah, yeah, they're cording your first chakra and they're hanging out in your grounding, like in the back. So yeah, just remind them that, you know, they can't have the benefits of being grown up and they'll cord you. You can't turn back time. So just wash them out. For some reason, I don't know why they're there. You can say something like, I thought you guys were all grown up. Aren't you grown up? And then I'll pop them out. They'll be like, oh, of course we are. But yeah, it seems like everything would be easier if your kids weren't riding around in your first chakra and your grounding. Because, you know, they generate a lot of energy now. So that's pretty imbalancing. Yeah, it seems like that's the thing you're not noticing. Someone says, you do private sessions. Can you help read me? I don't know if you heard that I had read you, but when I started this chat self-assessment, there's a whole section where I read your comment and I talked a lot about it. So, oh, okay, you said thank you, so maybe you did hear that. Okay, good. I'm glad. My email address is janet@jwhealing.com. There we go. All right, so that's my email address, janet@jwhealing.com. But to answer your question, do I do private sessions? No. I used to for many years. Was it, what, like 20 years or something? I lost count at this point. Maybe slightly less than 20 years. I did private sessions, one-on-one. But then now I only do group because I want as many people as possible to benefit from, you know, what the angels are showing me and telling me to say. And so, so that's that. But if you want to learn to heal yourself, you know, you can learn these techniques. I have a short video playlist with lots of like very doable, quick videos where you can practice, and or, you know, you can get me to heal you while I'm healing everybody else in this group healing context. You know, the bulk of the live stream was me doing a healing on the 138 people that purchased this set of 3 healings, you know, on my website, jwhealing.com. So like the twin set of healings is up for sale, and that will happen on the 18th. No, the 19th. Thursday the 19th and Sunday the 22nd of June. And it's the June twin set, and it's on my website right now for sale. And it's sliding scale, so you pay the standard rate if you can afford it, which isn't that much anyway. And if the regular rate is not affordable, then you go and pick one of the lower rates that is affordable. So anyway, that's how it works. But if you have questions, like the website doesn't make sense for some reason, just email me. And you can email anyway to say hi. jwhealing.com. Janet at jwhealing.com is my email. All right. And you can, you know, do some of the videos and be like, well, you know, it's better, but it's still, you know, I still have this discomfort here or here, you know, and then I could suggest a different video or something, you know, like if you make a video comment, I'll eventually get to reply and post under that. But, you know, in between the sets, I take a lot of time off so I can be a regular human being and not heal so many people every day, you know, just like restore myself. So, you know, you got to be patient with the video comments, but it works, you know, you just be patient and then keep using the videos and whatever. So it says, it's been difficult for my teacher assistant for this past year and I to work productively this year. I feel like I'm to blame, trying to melt cords to her and turn off judgment, but then revert. Dot, 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 dot. Oh, there is no other comment. I thought since you did dot, 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 there was another. That's fine though. I it's nice to be succinct, so that's good. So I guess that's a problem and you want me to read it, but I don't see a self-assessment on what you should work on. I guess you're saying your self-assessment is you need to work non-judgment and melt cords better. Are you to blame? It's interesting, you and her. I mean, you think really differently. Like my husband and I think really differently, but you know, we make it work and we're not, you know, teacher and teacher assistant. So that's helpful. But like, you know, with me and my husband, you know, we'll look at something and we'll just think completely different things about it. And, you know, at this point we just joke about that, you know, but we just don't think in the same ways. But we have other things in common, so it still works, you know, but we just approach things pretty differently. So like we can't like, you know, build an IKEA bench together or something. It just won't end well. So the thing is, do you guys think so the question is, okay, is she going to be your teacher assistant next year as well for next school year? If so, maybe you guys should both take astral classes with your angels so that you can like find a way to collaborate. Because it seems like you do show her, okay, well, this is the kind of help I would need, you know, A, B, and C. And then she's like, yeah, but this is the kind of help that I think would be better. F, G, and H, you know, and you're like, I just need A, B, and C. Is that so hard? And you're like, yeah, but F, G, and A. And she says F, G, and H. I just think that would be better. You know, that's what other teachers want, you know? And then you're kind of like all confused, like, okay, am I wrong? Is she just too stubborn? Am I being unreasonable? It's like kind of this odd thing. So I think it's a sort of 50-50. Like, you could clear some baggage and then have a more like there is something off about your A, B, and C, but there's also something off about her stuff too. So you can take classes with your angels to work on collaboration baggage, let's say, you know, so you can still be the one in charge, but also collaborate effectively. And then she can work on, you know, collaboration baggage in her sleep with her angels, just like have like a park bench communication. Imagine a park bench communication, like little meeting with her, you know, where she's on the park bench, you're on the park bench, everybody's angels are there. It's a nice angel spot that they picked for you guys. And just let her know that, you know, it's no one person's fault or anything, and that, you know, the angels can help each of you clear baggage on your own in your sleep, you know, so that if you're working together going forward, maybe it could become a lot smoother. It's not like a lost cause with you guys. And it's not exactly specific to her, you know, like your collaboration baggage is just there anyway. So it's good to clear it no matter what, even if you don't work with her again. So I hope that helps. So angel classes in your sleep would be the best thing that I can see. Someone says also, so you said something else that I totally missed. I see. So I jumped ahead because I was looking at this other comment that was in 2 different places. Okay, so I missed some people's stuff. Okay, so someone says, I actually am very sleepy now. Spoke too soon. What did you say before? You said before you were... ready to face some fears and move on from them. That's funny. So then later on, after the healing, you said, I'm actually very sleepy now. I spoke too soon. I think it's because I released so much and my physical body is catching up. Thank you. That's actually not a bad self-assessment. But often, like after a healing, you're bringing in a lot of new energy. And so if you have, if your receiving zones are blocked, then it's like this weird feeling of like, you know, you're floating. It's kind of like a weird pressure, you know, whereas if you unblock your receiving zones, especially above shoulders and above head, but like all the receiving zones. So like here, 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 you know, everywhere, but just, you know, unblock all your receiving zones. And I think the new energy of yours that you're bringing in, won't make you so sleepy. So if that makes sense. I mean, naps are good too if you want to take a nap, but I don't think you have time for it probably since you're a mom of 2 boys. So, but yeah, so unblock your receiving zones, and then you could unblock your 3rd chakra, because 3rd chakra has to do with alertness, vitality. But in general, receiving zones, especially here. And then 3rd chakra, just get it going a little. Maybe rev your kundalini a little bit. Your kundalini chakra beneath your 1st chakra. Just get that zooming so you can have a little pep. But of course, you turn off your kundalini chakra to sleep. So it's related to your physical body catching up because you're bringing in new energy. But if, like I said, if you unblock and then unblock your 3rd physical 3rd chakra specifically, It could wake things back up. Maybe some protein too. Seems like your blood sugar might be a little low at the moment. So it says, hey Janet, thanks for the healing. Still a bit disoriented these days, but healing. I was wondering, could some of my confusion be from extremely invasive people whacking my 7th to 8th connection? A good idea. I could check that. Interesting. And then you continue to say, also, how am I doing on my spiritual path? I feel so unmotivated these days, and I've lost interest in almost everything. I try to keep it together, but being awake itself sometimes feels stressful. Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay. So the disoriented. So you're feeling disoriented, confused, maybe dizzy, because I know in the past you've been feeling dizzy. So you're asking if it's your 7th, you're thinking it might be your 7th to 8th connection. When you feel most dizzy, when you feel a lot less dizzy, yeah, I think it could be related. Because it looks like when you feel more dizzy, there's like, when you feel extremely dizzy, there's maybe like 70% foreign energy in your 7th to 8th connection. Let's pull that up, that diagram. A beautiful diagram. So yeah, yeah, it does feel like you still have some little, they're very subtle though. They're like thorns. They're not like big daggers. They're like little, like a letter opening knife, just very, they're thin. But yeah, so you could do more sticky gold wax on your 7th to 8th connection. When we did it in the healing, it did help. But so now you have maybe like 30%, 25 maybe percent foreign energy in that 7th to 8th connection. So 75% is you and the gold light coming down. 25% is not you. It's stuff from coming in through the damage. So yeah, I would say that's a very good self-assessment that there's a relationship between that. Now, is it people? I mean, I think the little hard objects, the little thorn-like things, those came from people. But I think the people then kind of wander off sometimes, and it's just invasive beings attracted to the leaks. Because if there's a thorn there, then it leaks energy, like a hard device that looks like a thorn, and it leaks energy, which attracts invasive beings. So I think for the most part, it's just invasive being energy, just random invasive beings. The people aren't really, because you're pretty good at just sort of clearing your cords with people. And it seems like you still do that invasive people room technique, and that helps a lot. So yeah, I think the people make the initial damage, but then they wander off and it's just invasive beings. So you could just, remove the hard objects and repair. But yeah, very good self-assessment. That's cool. Also, how am I doing on my spiritual path? I feel so unmotivated these days. Oh, you know what, too? I was wondering, how much do you do as far as hip stretching? Like thighs, hips, stuff like that. Like biker shorts area stuff. Because you were talking about balance and dizziness and traditional Chinese medicine is interesting for that. I wonder if you've tried that. But, then you have to pay for each visit, But you could just do your own, do stretching, like hip stretching, leg stretching, thigh stretching, butt work with your glutes. Something to get power here. Because sometimes it's you're too much like kind of in your head, up here, and you don't get enough down here. Maybe like foot massages, stuff like that. Soak your feet in Epsom salt, stuff like that. Epsom salt water, not Epsom salt. But anyway, just some thoughts. But anyway, so how am I doing on my spiritual path? I feel so unmotivated. I lost interest in almost everything. I mean, when you're overwhelmed and you feel like being awake is too hard, then yeah, you're sitting on a bench on your path. You're not moving forward. Sometimes you're like, okay, I will let my angels move me forward. And that really does help. So if you're tired, but you say, and you're tired and you're feeling like, I don't even want to be awake, but it's your day and why not? So then if you say, I'm going to let my angels walk me forward on my path, that actually does work. But sometimes you forget to do that, I think, and you kind of give in to this feeling of like it's hopeless. And then you just sit for a while on the bench, which isn't the worst thing, but, not so productive. I think when you're most feeling dejected and sort of flat, the protective force field, that gold protective force field on your spiritual path gets holes punched in it. And then you just have all sorts of, like, it's like a storm of energy that's not you on your path. So, ideally there's a gold protective force field on your spiritual path all the way up and down it, behind you, in front of you. And just keep healing that, kind of like you're doing aura repair, but it's like the aura for your, like a tunnel-shaped gold flowy protective force field. So I would, you could keep doing that. So 7th to 8th connection and the protective force field on your path, and letting your angels, you can imagine your angels holding your hands. Yeah, I'm going to hold my angels' hands. I'm letting my angels walk me forward. So then, maybe you take a nap, maybe you don't, but the whole time you're allowing your angels to walk you forward. Because you kind of like put on the brakes when you're overwhelmed, and that may not help at all. You know what I mean? And so, hope that makes sense. Because sometimes moving forward is like you're clearing your fears, you're clearing your resistance, and so you're actually fixing the problem by letting your angels help move you forward. You're working on fixing the problem. So, hope that makes sense. All right. Okay, so I'm looking for comments I have not yet read yet. Oh, and I probably need to wrap up, of course. Yeah. Someone says, haha, that's funny about the flirty courting. I asked my angels about it earlier, and they said he has a crush, but I don't know if that was accurate. Yeah, well, I guess it is. Someone says, yes, thank you. Oh, I missed a couple. Sorry. I missed a whole lot of them. Someone says, ooh, I don't stretch enough for sure. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I would. Yeah, because it's like you got to get things moving down too. Like I'm not good enough in traditional Chinese medicine, but to like, say a perfect assessment. But I think like there's a thing where, it's like too much upward and you don't have enough downward, So if you do stretching and foot massage and hip exercises, butt exercises, thigh exercise, get bring it back down. You don't want to be like all over the place. All right. Here's one I missed. And I've never read you before, so I'm gonna say hi and read this. Hi, Janet. I'm from Australia. Well, hello to you. This is my first time here, and I've enjoyed the healing. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you found me. I was wondering if you may be able to give me some insight into what I can work on now, please. Sure. Since I haven't worked with you before, I won't make you do a Let's see. Well, you're pretty present. Right now you're present in physical body chakras 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 right now. Before the healing, before the live stream, you were in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So you got into an extra chakra because of your healing work that you just did. On a daily basis for you, you're usually in 7 through 3 pretty often. Not very often in your second chakra, which is, pretty typical actually. I mean, 7 through 3, that's like a sort of, I would say, a practical minimum, because third chakra helps with getting stuff done and productivity and good sleep and time management. Second chakra and first being in there is even better, but. So anyway, as far as what you could work on, I mean, that short video playlist I have on my YouTube channel page, it's, short video playlist of short videos of 2024 and 2025 or something it's called. You could just use your intuition and just do whichever ones you want there. You're pretty intuitive, You could ask your angels, say, angels, help me pick my next video. Just hop around. Your grounding's pretty nice right now. But you can make it even wider. Like usually, here, let me get that diagram out of the way. So I usually spread my arms out, like this. So like as far as like your wrist goes, that's, if your auras are fully expanded, they're probably that wide as your wrists. And so you can make your auras that wide. Your auras are like kind of like this wide. So they're wider than your hips, but they could be much more wide. Because you want to be able to release these outer layers too, because that'll help your upper chakras and just help like a lot. So I would say you could practice a wider grounding than you usually do, especially in the back. Because your grounding in the back is kind of scooted up close to you, whereas, you have all these auras, so you can widen it out, and bring it up high too. I think your grounding is more like down by your second chakra. It's not all the way up to your third. So like for me, somebody on a video said, well, your third chakra is down here, but my third chakra is up here. I think it's not written in stone, you could have your third chakra higher or lower. But I think your third chakra is same place mine is. So bring your grounding all the way up to your third chakra and keep it wide, make it wide all the way around. And because what is there is flowing well, but you can, just ground your entire aura, all your auras, out to the edge, all the way down. And you can work on unblocking really all your chakras in the back, just like seventh chakra's in the top of the head. Your seventh chakra is okay right now. So you could just work on unblocking the backs of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the round openings in the back, just use gold light and just melt away the clogs so they dump out better. But yeah, other than that, you can just hop around that short video playlist and have some fun. Find some ones you think are cool. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. Of course, you're welcome. If you want me to heal you, you can purchase one or many healing sets on my website, or not at all. You can just, heal yourself during any of the live streams you want. That's all listed on my website, jwhealing.com. All the dates and themes coming up. And then August sets, which is so hard to believe, but August is in 2 months, and those sets will go up for sale on my website in 4 days on the 15th. And if you want to get my news emails each month on the 15th, then you could email me and ask to be added to my news email list, because I don't automatically add people because that's kind of spammy. I don't like that. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, wider grounding and higher grounding. But then, just have fun with the short video playlist. Use your intuition. It says, thank you, Janet, about feeling muted. Mom, sister in Criss Cross Filaments. Interesting. That is the space I want to move into. Has a beachy vibe. Mm-hmm. I often imagine my path near a beach, and I really like that image. Cool. You and your angels like it both. Someone says, hey, Janet, thank you for healing me and my spouse. My pleasure. Someone says, hi, Janet, thank you for the healing. You are welcome. Oh, that same person says, please share any advice for me. See, you're a very experienced self-healer. So I would want you to do an issue and a self-assessment instead of saying, please advise me. So you could think about it later and put a video comment if you want. But yeah, just if you have an issue you want to work on, then you can just give your self-assessment of how you should work on it. And then I'll comment on what I think about your read on your issue. So in other words, you're reading yourself, and then I'm just validating the accuracy of that read. I know you're thinking, oh, I'm not a reader, but that's just not accurate. You just don't have confidence in your reading ability, but just wing it. That's how you get better. Someone says, and I figured it was a Kundalini issue contributing to my numb feeling. Sometimes I think it's way more elaborate problem, but something simple to fix. Gonna look into why I do that. This is curious. What was the most helpful for me? Abundance healing set brought opportunities, but they didn't feel aligned. And I'm not sure if it was a test or if I passed or something meant for me. Well, I gotta go. So, but that's kind of like a big ball of confusion you just handed me. So I'm not gonna do anything with that. I mean, because you're, for people that don't know, you're family advanced and experienced. So, a lot of that you can read on your own. I mean, I'm wondering, are you not able to see anything from your angels? I mean, can't you ask your angels if it was a test or whatever? I mean, these are questions you can ask your angels. So you could let me know what you think your angels say about it, and then I could validate the accuracy or, suggest something. But it seems like your angels have a lot to say, and you just have some walls up in between you and your angels. So maybe that's something you could work on for a while, is just melt walls between you and your angels. Because, sometimes people can hear their angels about one topic, but not a different one, because the other one, they're just too triggered. And so your triggers create a wall, like a sound boundary wall. And so you can't hear what your angels are saying about a certain issue. So that's not a time to be like, well, Janet, just fix me, tell me everything, like just melt the wall of your baggage so that you can hear your angels better regarding, abundance issues. Hope that makes sense. You can do it. Someone says, yes, thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, yes, you hit our interactions on the nose. About you and your teaching assistant. Trying so hard to figure out how to meet her halfway, but never seem to get there. Yeah, we'll work on getting astral classes on collaborating and clear baggage. Thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, haha, that's funny about the flirt. Oh, I already read that. I read that. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate it. I will look further on your site and channel. Cool. Someone says, ooh, yeah, definitely felt like I was sitting on a bench. I will try to also work on my resistance and let my angels help me. Yes. Yeah, and specifically, I'm going to let my angels help me move forward today, now. You know, because it's like everyone's thinking, okay, moving forward on my path, that's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be work, you know, but moving forward on your path could be something that like makes it easier for you, you know? So moving forward is just like evolving, learning, releasing, letting go, whatever. Like it's something good, whatever it is. You know, it's just that a stress reaction is to be like, ma, and to just shut down and just freeze, you know, and sometimes that's actually part of the problem, that you're shutting down and freezing, you know. So your angels can pick the most gentle possible, most like relief producing way for you to move forward, you know, so that you don't have to freeze and in agony, you know. So I hope that helps. So it says, sorry, that was confusing. How do I become less confusing? Oh, that's funny. So anyway, I already said, you know, just melt the walls of baggage between you and your angels as far as hearing your own answers about that issue of abundance. Because you're pretty advanced. So I know you hear your angels accurately about some things. So if you're not hearing your angels at all or accurately, you think about a different issue, then just clear more baggage until you hear them accurately about that particular issue. You know, it can take days, you know, journal about it, just ask your, you know, just clear baggage, you know how to clear baggage, just put it out in front of you, melt it away, you know, but do it over time, you know, combine it with stretching, however you want to do it. You can do it. All right, you're so amazing. Gotta wrap up. But yeah, so this is my website address. You could purchase a set of healings if you wish. You could also purchase a subscription if you don't want to have to think about purchasing over and over and you just want all the healing sets. Then the subscription will automatically pay, so you don't have to think about the payment part. This happens automatically either way. So janet@jwhealing.com, that's my email address. And then my website address is right there, jwhealing.com. JW because my name is Janet Wright. jwhealing.com. Okay, so I have a quick garden update. I was gonna plant more tomatoes and kale, put more in the ground, but turns out my neighbor told me that they're moving they're selling their house in the next couple of days. Probably. It'll probably sell fast, I think. And so there's all this weeding on this slope. I take care of this slope that we both like co-own. Like I own part of it. I own the lower part of the slope. They own the higher part of the slope, but I've always gardened it because the previous owners never did and it was disgusting. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to do it all myself. And they're like, sure, sounds good. Thanks, Janet. You know, the new people. So, but now they're moving and they just told me. So all of a sudden there was some weeding, a lot of weeding on that slope that I was planning to put off until after, you know, I get all my annuals in the ground, my tomatoes, my kale and stuff. But turns out they're about to have open houses and sell their house. So I'm going to do some like power weeding and fix up the slope now and not later. So that's my garden update. But it's fine. I have motivation now. So that's okay. So Izzy and BooBoo Kitty. So Izzy is our dog, and BooBoo Kitty is our cat, and they're doing okay. Well, yeah, Izzy is sleeping soundly now, but it's like he rests up during the day when I'm awake so that he can drive me nuts like all morning long and not let me sleep in. So that's kind of a thing. We're thinking we may have to like get some sound blocking headphones for me and maybe for my husband too. Because like it's not even like he has to go out. Like I'll get up and take him out, you know, but then it's like 20 minutes later he's just pitching a fit all over again for no reason, you know, just yeah. And sometimes, you know, he has epilepsy and the dog that we had before him, the other dog who's already passed away because he was much older, was a little stir crazy too. So it could be sort of a side effect of the epilepsy that he's just irrational and nutty like that. But it's the thing. Because he's not having a seizure. He's just being a pain in the butt all morning long. So that's part of why the live stream was so late today, because it's like my prep time that's so important. It was busy like dealing with him instead of doing what I needed to do. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But now he's catching up on his rest. So he can drive me nuts tomorrow morning. BooBoo Kitty's cool. She's our cat. She's getting like, she gets like this much more brave like every day. Just like this much more brave. So yeah, it's progress. So that's it. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever's next for you. And yeah. And in 4 days, I'll be emailing my news email list and putting up the August healing sets, which is crazy. And I'll announce the themes for the August healings. But currently, you know, I'll put my website address back on here. But currently, the June twin set and both the July healing sets are on my website. And anyone is welcome to purchase them for yourself, for your daughter, your husband, your uncle, your best friend. If it's a stranger, no, I don't think you should purchase healings for them. But yeah, you can purchase them for loved ones as well. Just obviously tell me who you're buying it for and who they are to you and all that, and if they'll know about the healing consciously. If they're not going to know about the healing consciously, I'm going to ask them on a spirit level. And if their spirit says, yes, that's fine, I would like the healing, then that's fine. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the people that are most consciously not interested in getting a healing, like, could really use a healing. So I'll just talk to them on a spirit level and explain to them what it is and see what they say about it. Because the spirit, like the subconscious part, is a bigger part of everyone's spirit. So, but you know, it's fun if people know about the healing, because then they can see, oh wow, you know. But whatever. Enough chit chat. So I hope you guys are well and hope you liked this healing set. I liked it. And like I said, the themes and everything of upcoming sets are on my website. awhealing.com. All right. Bye. You're so amazing.